there are two things, and only two things, which are guaranteed in life. These things are not things that humans often want to accept. They're catastrophic to many humans, and they cannot be avoided. But everything else is under your control, or you can have an influence over to a certain degree. Now, these two things which are cast in stone, and they are absolute and they cannot be avoided. One is that you are in a constant, never-ending state of change. From the moment you enter this world and suck in your first breath, you're beginning to evolve, you're beginning to change, your cells are changing, your cells are developing, you will get old. Many people, when they're young, they don't think of things like this. You see on social media quite a lot, people are becoming obsessed over their looks with this looks maxing scene. You get obsessed over something like this, and you're going to have hardship, difficulty and inner pain later on in life, because getting old and those looks withering away and wrinkling away is something that you cannot avoid. You can delay the process. I mean, look at Madonna these days and what she's done to herself to try and, recapture her youth. And there's still a late 60s, early 70s woman underneath all there. She may look or appear to be, 20-something on the outside, I believe now, or even a teenager. I've seen pictures of her trying to look like a teenager. It's quite sad to see people go through this and to do this. What is their mental state? How are they coping with the fact that they're going to die? And that one's number two. You are going to die. And it's cast in stone, and it's something that you can't avoid. Things that you've got to accept. So, one thing is that we are living in a physical body. We reside in a physical form for a transient period of time. It's a temporary arrangement. It's not permanent. You need to accept that. And one of the things which is fundamental is setting those two things aside. Everything else, and I mean everything, you have an influence over and you have a control over. So, and the moment for that is now. What are you doing now? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when better times come along, not when you've got this problem or that problem out of the way, not when you've got money, not when you've passed your exams, not when you've got a better career, a better paycheck. What are you doing right now? Because right now is the only moment that it is possible for physical forms like us to actually live, actually exist. Now is the only moment in time. This never-ending stream of now that we are living through is the only moment that we can actually interact with. We can touch this moment, we can feel this moment, we can experience this moment, we can savour this moment. But people don't do that. People are either lamenting the past and what was, in the case of looks and things like that, and vitality and youth. You're lamenting things which have gone. All you're left with, when a moment has passed, all you are left with is a memory of that moment and nothing more. Or you're looking at some point in time in the future, a night out at the weekend with drinks with friends so that you can relax for an evening and forget all your responsibilities. That vacation that you've got planned for later on this year, where for a whole week you could sit and relax by a sunny beach or a swimming pool and just forget all your responsibilities for 1 week. It's a point in time in the future. It's a perceived point in time in the future. It's just a manifestation of your own imagination of what you would imagine something to be in the future. And many, many, many people pass their entire lives living like this. There is only one moment in which you can be alive. That moment is now. Now remember these two things that I've said. There are two things guaranteed. One, you are a never-ending state of change. Nothing stays the same. Everything is in a constant state of change. 2, you are going to die. Face it. The moment is now. You are alive now. The whole world awaits you. Go out and seize it. If you want to see truth in all things and all things in the truth, subscribe to this channel and follow this series for more.